Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. So I am getting so many questions like tell us how should we start our preparation, how did you crack your UGC NET English Literature, tell us about the resources that help you, tell us about some online platforms, YouTube teachers or books, recommend us some books where should we start our preparation. So I have already made a video on the resources and online platforms that really helped me to crack my UGC NET in English Literature. Also they cleared my foundational knowledge of English literature. So you all can go and find that video in the channel. Please go and check that out if you haven't, because that video is really going to helpful for you. So in this video particularly I'm going to talk about the books that really helped me, and also I am sure it's going to help you to clear your foundational knowledge of English literature, and also it is going to help you to clear all your English literature examination. So let's get started then. So the first book I'm going to talk about is of British literature. So this is the book of British literature that I followed for my UGC NET preparation. So this is a book, History of English Literature by Aditi, Choudhury and Rita Goswami. It's a Orient Blackswan publication book. It's a very old book. Actually, this book was suggested to me at the time of my graduation by a teacher. So this book was with me from the starting of my graduation, but I haven't opened this book much in my graduation or post graduation. But when I finally started preparing for the NET exam, I thought, okay, let's see, open this book and see what more is stored in this book. So thankfully I found this book, because as they say na ki old is gold. Actually this book proved that, because starting from classical literature to postmodern age, you'll find every details of every age, like historical context about major writers to starting from minor writers. Also you'll find every small to small details about them, and some of the works, essays, pamphlets that was published by them. You'll not find the summaries of the works. For that you will have to refer to Wikipedia or any other sources that is convenient to you. But yes, for clearing your foundational knowledge of British literature, this book is a must. And also there is another book of British literature that I followed, but not much. So that book was named A Critical History of English Literature by Daiches. So it's a friend of mine who followed this book. So I just sometimes I borrow that book from her and study. But if in my opinion this book was going to be the best book of British literature that I'll ever came across. So yes, if you want to follow for British literature, definitely you should go and buy this book. It's going to clear all your concepts. So coming to American literature, the book I followed was right now not with me, but I'm telling you the name. So for American literature, I followed A Short History of American Literature by Krishna Sen and Ashok Sen Gupta. So that book of American literature actually is going to provide you a very concise yet comprehensive overview of all the American literary movements, key authors, key writers. That is actually helpful for the exam. But besides that book, I have followed some online materials and prepared some of my own notes, taking help from Wikipedia and other sources. So for American literature, if you want to clear your foundational knowledge and have that knowledge actually what's there in American literature, you can go for this book. Okay, now if I talk about the world literature or European literature, I have borrowed that book from my college library. So the book was named A History of World Literature by, I think I have written down the name, let me tell you. Yes, the Cambridge History of World Literature. So I have borrowed that book for from my college library for some time. So that book, in that book you will find Italian literature, Russian literature, African literature, Australian literature, some small details about the continents of Europe and the literature that is associated with them. So if you want to follow for world literature and European literature, you can follow this book, The Cambridge History of World Literature. So, for literary theory and criticism, and as well as for the cultural studies, you can follow the book Beginning Theory and Introduction to Literary and Cultural Theory by Peter Barry. So, in this book, you'll find it will actually clear all your concepts regarding literary theory and criticism, because you will find from starting from structuralism, post-structuralism, psychoanalytic theory, literary criticism, formalism, and many more criticism and theories that we have. So it is going to clear your concepts it is provided in a very simple and concise manner, and also the critics and the works associated with each theory and criticism. So this book is a must buy for you if you want to follow any book for literary theory and criticism. Now, let's talk about the best book that an English literature student must have. So the book was a Glossary of Literary Terms by M.H. Abrams. You'll see that this book was suggested and loved by all the English literature students, teacher, or English literature lovers, because in this book was going to clear all your concepts regarding literary terms. There is no a literary term left, because in this book every literary term was provided, and details and the works that is associated, like from which work you can find an example of this particular literary term, like every detail was provided in this book. So definitely, if you're English literature student, you must have this book, A Glossary of Literary Terms by M.H. Abrams. Now, if I talk about some practice book or test guide, then I have this book of True Man Specific series. Other than True Man Specific series, you can go for Orient publication as well, because I have heard from my friends that those books are good. So, if I talk about particularly about this practice book and test guides, you will find details about every topic of our syllabus is presented here. So you will not find much details, because it's a very concise and confined way of a book. So you will find some small details associated that is there in our syllabus, and in the end you will find some MCQs and maybe 2 to 3 years of previous year question paper if you buy the latest edition. So this is the only merit, I think, for me this is the only merit going to be any about any practice book or test guide, that they provide us about some MCQs and some 2 to 3 years of previous year practice question paper. So it's up to you if you want to buy or not any practice book. But yes, the books I have recommended, according to me, they are the best books so far. And for the other parts of our syllabus, I have referred to online materials for them. So these are some of the best books to help you master English literature and prepare for exams like UGC NET. And you will find all the details of these books in the description link. So let me know in the comments which of these books have you read or found helpful. And if you all enjoyed today's video, then don't forget to like, share and subscribe for more such content. I'll see you all in a next video. Till then, happy reading and keep loving literature.